What is going on today, guys? So today I want to talk about if you should play Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 before the release of Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Now, I do believe there are a good amount of pros and cons to going back to MW3, but today I just want to focus on kind of the major ones, the major pros and the major cons of returning to MW3, as I'm sure everyone kind of has a different opinion on MW3 in general, or just Call of Duty, and maybe you like Treyarch games but not Infinity Ward games, so you don't even want to play MW3. There's a lot of mixed opinions, but if you're kind of in a situation where you are thinking about either getting back into MW3 or getting MW3 before the release of BO6, then my goal is to kind of talk about it and try to help you out a little bit, because I was in a similar predicament and I kind of had to make a decision, and I'm kind of basing what I'm talking about off of my decision as well. But yeah, with that all being said, I'm just going to kind of get right into the pros. So the major pro of returning to MW3, at least before the release of BO6, is with the release of BO6, if you're interested in getting it and wanting to play it, you're going to want to get into the game doing good, and kind of like ready to go, because if you get in there and you're doing bad and not really performing the way you want to perform, then it could hurt your experience for BO6, or could even ruin it just because you're doing bad. Now, given BO6 is going to be a lot different of a game compared to MW3, everyone kind of has a learning curve for the game, and I'll get more into that later. But the big thing is, you kind of want to get back into that Call of Duty state of mind and kind of get get the flow of Call of Duty going again, and get back into how Call of Duty is, and sharpen your skills and be able to get you ready for BO6. It's kind of like, honestly, in a way, it's kind of like you're doing training for BO6. You're just kind of getting yourself locked in, ready to go, and getting into that Call of Duty mindset, so you're ready to go for BO6 and you're not rusty at all. You're kind of just able to get back in and get right to it. So pretty much you're using MW3 as like a trainer. You're just using it to train for BO6 so that you're kind of ready to go, which is a really big thing. I mean, you do want to be able to be ready to go for BO6 and not like have a bad experience just because you haven't been playing Call of Duty. Like especially if you haven't played Call of Duty in a while, or you played like MW3 at the beginning and then you moved on to a different game, and it's not even a first-person shooter. It's a completely different kind of like genre of game. Then you definitely want to get back into like the flow of things, just so you are ready for BO6. And yeah, I think that's like the major pro of playing MW3, is just so you're ready for BO6. That being said, the cons of playing MW3, and kind of the biggest one, is if you don't own MW3 already, there's kind of no point in buying it this late into the game. So really, this is more directed towards people who already own MW3 and have played it. Just because if you're buying MW3 right now, it's kind of a little late. I mean, you have like 3 to 4 months left to play the game, and to receive like the experience before you're moving on to BO6, and I just don't think that's worth the price point of the game. That, like, I think $70 for the base game. So you're paying $70 to play the game for 3 to 4 months before you move on to the next Call of Duty. I just don't think that's worth it. I mean, unless that $70 price point really isn't that big of a deal to you, and you really do want to, like, get back into the flow of things and get back into Call of Duty to get ready for BO6, then yeah, I could totally understand that. But if that $70 price point seems a little steep, or seems like it's just not worth your money, then I wouldn't even bother. So it kind of just all depends on if you even own the game or not currently, is how I'd make the decision. Another con would be, you know, with BO6 and MW3 are going to be two completely different games. They're made by different developers. BO6 is going to be made by Treyarch. MW3 is made by Infinity Ward. So they're going to have different feels. Gunplay is going to feel a little different. Maps are going to be a little different. So on and so forth. And the big thing is movement's going to be different. MW3 has like this fast-paced, slide canceling, you know, jump around kind of movement. Well, BO6 is going to, I mean, it is going to have this new Omni movement, so you never know how that's going to perform. But usually Treyarch games tend to be a little bit slower with their movement. Again, with this new Omni movement that they're talking about, who knows, it could be like sped up and really fast paced, or it could be slower but smoother. You know, you never really know. So yeah, that's kind of a big thing where you don't even, you know, although you're training for BO6, there's still going to be a lot you're going to need to learn upon playing BO6, and a lot you're going to need to adjust to, and a lot you're going to need to train on and learn. You know, you're gonna have to learn like the Omni movement and all that new stuff. But yeah, I mean, I think those are the biggest pros and cons. Just the pros being you're kind of training for BO6 and getting ready for BO6, and just getting back into Call of Duty and getting ready for BO6. The cons being, if you don't own that game already, then it's kind of not worth it to buy MW3. You might as well just wait for BO6. As well as BO6 is going to be a completely different game compared to MW3. So there's still going to be a learning curve and what's not. But if you do own MW3 and you at least find it a decent game, you might as well play it. Might as well kind of get you prepared for BO6. So when you get in, you're kind of ready to learn new stuff and ready to go. And that's what I'm doing currently. I kind of played the game at the start, and then I stopped playing for quite some time to play a different game, and now I'm back playing Call of Duty just to get ready for BO6. So I definitely would suggest doing the same. But yeah, that's going to be it for me, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy the video, and I hope you guys, you know, did kind of learn something, or maybe not learn something, but I kind of was able to help you kind of go in whatever direction you're debating on going. And I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you guys did enjoy the video, then please leave a like. And if you want more content like this, then please subscribe to this channel. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And yeah, bye guys. Have a good one.